Two actors play out a tense scene before an audience, ending in absolute misery. As time turns, they repeat their plight again and again. However, the audience before them has the opportunity to change their course, using what they've learned from the characters' past lives to guide them towards a brighter future, and working as part of a collective consciousness across technology, space, and ages. Across Ages is a collaborative storytelling experience comprised of one 10 to 15 minute scene, which changes over 3 iterations. A narrator guides the audience between scenes, explaining their power to change the story, resulting in an approximately 1-hour experience. The actors cannot respond directly to the audience, but to the ambient soundscapes of the scene. Audience members submit hot or cold votes to the actors' actions via a QR code accessible website, causing either positive or negative sound effects to be overlaid into the soundscape, and prompting the actors to improvise towards a better outcome. Across Ages responds to sub-theme 1 of Beyond Sentience, Entangled Agencies, which discusses collective decision-making, what influences our choices, and what it means to be conscious. Though it may seem like an unsettling concept, explorations like the extended mind, All the Ghosts You Will Be, and planetary cognitive ecology position this idea in a rather comforting way. The extended mind proposes that not only can your actions be molded by others and their choices, the world and its choices can be molded by you, creating relevant parts of the world that are in the loop, not dangling at the other end of a long causal chain. Across Ages also presents a looping world, where the combined actions of the actors, the audience, and the technology they communicate through have incredible power. Across Ages uses improv acting to ask its audience to consider the values of collaborative decision-making and collective intelligence. To realize this project, I am seeking a web designer to build the voting system that the audience will use to communicate, a sound designer to compose the responsive soundtrack that will interpret the audience's voting, and 2 actors to take part in a short dramatic scene and following improv exercise in response to the soundtrack's direction. To fully welcome our audience to this experience, I am also seeking a prop, set, and costume master to design a minimal but immersive space for our scene. My skills can be best applied as script writing, storyboarding, and organizing between team members, a result of my visual communication, animation pre-production, and TTRPG backgrounds. Although these are quite a few roles, their scale and time commitments vary, making it possible for one person to cover multiple positions without too much extra commitment. Across Ages is a manageable project once broken down into several roles. Once an initial concept is communicated, each team member can work simultaneously on their deliverables. This timeline aims to complete all initial elements by week 11 to allow proper time for refinement, testing, and rehearsal before the exhibition. Considering in-kind loads like QT audio equipment, the only out-of-pocket expenses to develop Across Ages are set and costume design. Assuming the use of recycled second-hand materials results in a total out-of-pocket budget of $600. Combining the varied skills of our cohort makes Across Ages well within the scope of feasibility for this project. As a collaborative performance, Across Ages not only responds to the brief, but welcomes the viewer into its conclusion in real time. No matter the results of the actor's final scene, the impacts of the audience and their technology will have changed their world together.